Good morning, everybody. Aren't we lucky to have such a beautiful day after yesterday? It is absolutely my pleasure to welcome you, those of you here in the audience, and those of you listening on the live stream, to the third Boston Globe Summit. Over the next 3 days, we'll bring together some of the leading thinkers in our region across a spectrum of expertise to discuss some of the most important issues facing us today as engaged citizens. It's especially rewarding to be here in the public space of our colleagues at BUR, because when I first visited here a few years ago in the middle of the pandemic, it was a sad and barren space for obvious reasons. It's rewarding to see that life has sprung back here as it has to so many corners of our community. Some of you may know that I am originally from the Boston area and returned to the city as the Globe's editor just 8 months ago. Having lived through the great newspaper meltdown of the 21st century, I feel very fortunate to be here in a community with a still thriving newspaper and 2 thriving public media organizations. Combined with others, we make Boston, Massachusetts, and Greater New England a remarkable place for freedom of information, rich multimedia storytelling and reporting, as well as a robust exchange of ideas, such as we are going to have here over the next few days. This is not to be taken for granted, given the state of many newspapers across the country, and it's a testament to the work done by Linda and John Henry and my predecessor, Brian McGrory, building the Globe into the strongest regional newspaper in the country, and I've worked for a few of them. Without free and independent news organizations, the democratic experiment upon which this country, and indeed this state, were founded will wither. This is a powerful idea that is woven into the fabric of who we are as a nation. I cannot say that often enough or loud enough these days, and so it bears repeating here as we launch a terrific 3 days of conversation. The Globe, along with our sister journalism organizations around New England and the country, plays a pivotal role in fighting for a free and democratic society for us all, and a society where all ideas can be aired. It's only a small part of why we are here today. So I want to touch on the importance of one part of that equation I just mentioned, a robust and unfettered exchange of ideas. Indeed, newspapers have always been at the center of bringing ideas to the forefront, encouraging an exchange across the political spectrum, shining a light on new important lines of thought, and challenging the status quo when necessary, as it so often is. Indeed, our Sunday newspaper has an entire print section devoted to ideas. How that exchange of ideas manifests itself has changed over the generations, as media has evolved from printed news articles, opinion pieces, photos, and comics to multimedia, newsletters, debates, social media, video, and public forums such as today's Globe Summit. One of the many functions of the Globe, convening the community is an especially important and honorable one. Honorable because you cannot be a convener of people without having the trust of the people. And it's never been more important to bring people together to discuss ideas, the state of our Commonwealth, arts, sports, business, AI, the climate, healthcare, housing, and the change that still must take place than it is now. Now, when so many individuals are lost to information echo chambers. It is especially rewarding to be able to be a convener here in Greater Boston, home to so many innovative academic institutions and businesses, and some of the most creative thinkers, writers, artists, and leaders in the country. Indeed, Boston has always been at the forefront of innovation, not only with 2 major institutions in its midst, such as Harvard and MIT, but all the other major public and private institutions of research and learning. Nationally, people sometimes forget that not only is this the land of the American Revolution, it is also where the computer revolution began. Over the next 3 days, you'll listen to conversations that touch on all this and more, although my personal favorite might be about the commonalities that the choreography of baseball and music have, a conversation between Boston Pop's conductor Keith Lockhart and the Red Sox Alex Cora. And of course, coming tomorrow, a conversation between Boston's leading women in media, our own Linda Henry, CEO of the Globe, and my two friends, Margaret Lowe here at WBUR and Susan Goldberg, the new CEO at WGBH. Boston is lucky to have them. Before I close out, I want to thank our subscribers and sponsors who made this event possible. We hope all of you will take in as much of this 3-day event as you can, and for those conversations you might miss, you find recordings and coverage on globe.com. And now I'll step aside and let the conversations begin. First up is the future of higher education with some fantastic women leaders. Thank you.